certificate that does like Hey Internet, what's up? Good morning. I'm Christiane Cordero and thank you for watching the 734 here on WCCO. We know most of you are heading out the door, maybe about to get to work, so let's get you started with today's weather. A little bit of a groggy Monday for most of us, right, with daylight saving. Well, it's also going to feel a little bit less awesome, I guess is the word, than it felt yesterday. 37 degrees is what we're topping out at later this afternoon. Expect some clouds throughout your day today, possibly some showers if you're in southern Minnesota, and then the clouds are going to clear up later tonight. Let's keep talking about the weather, though. I don't like living in the past, but hey, it was an amazing weekend. Temperatures in the 60s, the warmest we have felt since October. 3 days ago, Maynard's patio was covered in 3 feet of snow, but yesterday, yep, take a look at that. Employees were in shorts, prepping tables. The owner of Maynard says on nice days like yesterday, she has to plan ahead and find 10 extra employees per shift. And it's not just Maynard's that gets a boost. Downtown Excelsior business owners told me that they see a huge spike in businesses when it warms up. We found plenty of shoppers soaking up the sun yesterday.
It's just to be able to walk out and about, because that's normally a summer thing to do versus in the winter when you're bundled up at home, but to be able to see everyone out too, because there are so many families, I think it's a really special thing.
We just wanted to get out and enjoy it, because I feel like we might just get dumped with snow again. You never know.
Yes.
It's still March.
You never know. So we're about to talk about our favorite thing to talk about here in Minnesota. How did you enjoy our nice stretch of weather over the weekend? If you're watching on Facebook, leave us a comment and we'll get through a few of those in a moment. Did you skateboard with the snow in the background? All right, this morning, we're switching to the news now. This morning, a cruise ship with confirmed cases of COVID-19 on board is set to dock in Oakland, California. The passengers and crew of the Grand Princess have been in limbo for days out there. After docking today, some will be rushed to the hospital, others will go to quarantine. 40 of those passengers on that ship are from Minnesota. That includes this couple from Forest Lake. They expect to be the last group off the ship. The captain told them that leaving the ship will take 2 to 3 days, and from there they will be flown to a military base either in Georgia or in Texas for a 14-day quarantine. In the meantime, though, they said that they're trying to make the most of a tough situation.
Well, we're staying positive. To a certain extent, it's an adventure. They've started distributing games and puzzles and
toys, arts and crafts projects.
Yeah, for Randy and Kathleen, this cruise was supposed to be a trip to celebrate their 20 years together. There's now there's supposed to be, you know, a celebration of sorts. Of course, that of course has turned into a really tough situation. There is now a second case of COVID-19 in Minnesota. Here's what we know. The patient is in their 50s and lives in Carver County. The Minnesota Department of Health believes they were exposed to the virus while traveling in Europe last month. The patient went to the hospital Saturday for treatment. They are now recovering alone at home. And the health department is trying to figure out who the patient had contact with while they've been sick. We want to remind you of the symptoms of COVID-19. They include fever, coughing, shortness of breath, basically how you would feel if you got sick with the cold or the flu. If you think you are sick, call a doctor before going to the hospital in person. If you have questions about COVID-19, the Minnesota Department of Health has a hotline. The number is at the bottom of your screen right there. The hotline is open this morning at 9 and it closes at 4:30. Here are some good tips, though, to help prevent spreading or catching COVID-19. You've probably seen a lot of this going around, right? Always cover your cough or your sneeze. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. And of course, if you feel sick, then just stay home. Keep it simple for everybody. Stay with WCCO on TV and online for the most up-to-date information on the COVID-19 outbreak. We've got you covered. So you might have seen a whole lot of International Women's Day posts on social media yesterday. Well, some celebrations around the world actually turned violent. Yeah, not what you want to see in Mexico City. Groups of masked women smashed windows, lit fires, spray-painted messages on buildings. The rally was supposed to shed light on domestic violence against women in Mexico. And then there's police in Kyrgyzstan. They detained 60 women's rights activists shortly after they were attacked by masked men. The women were insisting that their rights are deteriorating out there. And in Turkey, police blocked several hundred women in Istanbul. Officers formed a human blockade to stop them from entering a main square, saying protesting is not allowed there. Police later used tear gas on a few dozen women who were still in that area. Minnesota investigators found a suspect they believe is connected to the death of a mother and her child. Investigators located 33-year-old Sheldon Thompson. They started looking for him over the weekend because they believe he's connected to a case on the Fond du Lac Reservation. The bodies of a 27-year-old woman and her 18-month-old son were found there on Saturday. Thompson is being held on suspicion of second-degree homicide. And time is running out in St. Paul for the teachers to strike a deal and avoid a strike. The St. Paul School District and Teachers Union will head back to the negotiating table today. The teachers are threatening to go on strike tomorrow if they can't come to an agreement. Their priorities include adding mental health teams to each school, as well as a more multilingual and special needs staff. We spoke with a teacher who told us that their main goal is to better help their students.
These are supports that they can't wait for because a lot of students, as it stands right now, don't even get 10 minutes a day with a trusted adult, outside of just being in the classroom. So yeah, I'm optimistic that we will get what we need for our students, and if that means a strike, it means a strike.
Hard to see how that would play out. The district says that they've reached several tentative agreements during the mediation this weekend. In a statement, they also told us that their goal is to land on something that's fair and responsible. Our snow may be melting, but there's still plenty up in Alaska, and that is good news for the world-famous tradition. The Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race began yesterday. It's a 1,000-mile sled dog race from Anchorage, Alaska to Nome. The ceremonial start was in downtown Anchorage.
1, go! It's not how fast you get there, it's that you get there safe and your dogs are healthy and you take good care of your dogs and you have a good time.
I mean, you don't really have time to get your mind in the right place. You're just busy until you leave the starting line, and then you're happy because there's nothing to worry about for 2 weeks. You just got to run dogs.
57 teams are competing this year. One of the mushers is from here in Minnesota. Here's an ER nurse down at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. A gaming console just sold at an auction for the price of a home. But there's a reason behind the sticker shock. Someone paid, get this, $360,000 for this Nintendo PlayStation. The console is believed to be the only prototype of its kind. The system was the brainchild of Sony and Nintendo. 200 units were produced before the deal fell through. Auction officials say 199 of those were destroyed. So this is the one. All right, nobody likes plumbing issues, but it turns out there might just be an exception. That is red wine coming from the faucet. A malfunction at a winery in northern Italy sent 1,000 liters of ready-to-bottle wine through the water pipes of about 20 homes last week. Oops, the wine flowed from faucets and shower heads for a few hours. And everybody's having fun in northern Italy. Let's get back to today's talker. We want to know how you enjoyed this nice weather this weekend. Bringing in WCCO's digital guy, Cole. Cole, what are people saying?
Yeah, we have a lot of people chiming in this morning. We have Michonne saying we are moving, so we cleaned out our garage.
Yeah, some spring cleaning. I heard a lot about that.
Yeah, we have Melissa saying barbecued ribs and chicken and a pork roast. And we had Paul saying we enjoyed outdoor time and cleaning off some ice from areas of the sidewalk.
Sure.
Annette saying I got the Dairy Queen Blizzard special, buy one get one.
I also had ice cream yesterday, and yeah.
And then LaDonna saying the first barbecue of the season. A lot of people are barbecuing yesterday.
It was funny, though, I will say, like, it didn't quite feel like patio weather out there, especially with the wind yesterday.
Yeah, the wind was
but man, people were embracing it no matter what. Just like put the beanie on, have a little bit of a windbreaker, and eat your, you know, your brunch outside, I guess.
There you go.
What did you do, Cole? Anything fun?
I did dust off the bike.
Okay.
I'm not a all seasons biker.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I got it going yesterday.
Oh, plenty of bikes out yesterday. Awesome, Cole. Thanks so much. We'll be back here tomorrow on the 7:34. Thanks for watching. Until then, be nice to each other out on the internet.